right. It is 2:30 a.m. in Stittsville, Ontario. And I am going to be leaving in about an hour and a half to go on my second ever turkey hunt. It's about a 45-minute drive to just past Perth. I can't remember where I found the guy's info, but I'm hunting on someone's private land, and he has a few spots where he's got cameras set up, and he knows where the turkey will be. He's got blinds set up as well. So, and last year he had a what is it called? One of those portable heaters, which was nice. Tomorrow morning it's supposed to be around -4. I think it's going to be a high of 9. That is degrees Celsius. So not too bad. I have a 12 gauge shotgun that I'll be using. Two 2.5-inch shells. Number 5, I believe. Honestly, I just went to Cabela's. I brought in the old shell that I used last year. My hunt last year was successful. I did get a hen, a small hen, but it was fun. And then this year, I'm looking forward to it. I'm pretty excited. So I'll be hitting the road in about an hour and a half. I have everything set up. Got my camo. Got my shotgun. So my shotgun, like, you can take it apart into 3 pieces. And so the barrel comes off. And then, so I have a lock on the barrel. It's like a cord. And then I have a trigger lock as well that I put on it. So both parts are locked. You can't put it together like that. So that's how I'm transporting it, in a bag in the trunk, locked trunk. I got my turkey tag printed. I have everything I need. What else do you need? The shotgun, the shells, the tag, warm clothes, camo. I don't have decoys, but last year I didn't either. And I don't know. I kind of just I have this idea in my head that what's going to come to you is going to come to you. And it's like, there's that saying, you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans, it's like, I don't know. Okay. Sometimes you got to you have to jump through hoops to get things, sometimes you just have to have 1 + 1 to make 2. But I don't know, the way hunting is, it just feels a little bit more I don't know, maybe I'm probably wrong. I mean, I'm totally green to this. So I'm not basing this off anything but I'm not basing this off anything except for, I guess, I guess how my life seems to have gone. It seems to have just kind of worked out. Um, and I kind of take the same approach to the turkey hunting. I mean, I have the camo because I know they have good vision, so I don't want them to see me. And also, if you make like really subtle movements, um, like they'll see that even from like far. Like I'm pretty sure they have better vision than we do. So I am prepared. But as far as like calling them, like I don't know, like what am I gonna sit there and make sounds? I'm like I'm not. I don't know. It's like it seems. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I'm probably wrong. Like there's probably a reason why they sell them at the stores, but like I'm not gonna go setting up fake turkeys and like fake calling them. It's that just seems. I don't know. It seems strange. It also seems natural though. Like God gave us these dynamic kind of voices so that we could probably for that reason so we can communicate, which is good for hunting way back in the hunter-gatherer days. You want to communicate and so that you can like plan, strategize, and then I guess strategizing like further on it came into like strategizing how you're gonna like take over the next city, or I guess it wouldn't have been a city, it would have been like the next settlement. But like for hunt, like I imagine like way back, the noises we started to make was like imitating like the animals, like being like, "Oh, I'm over here. I'm like I'm a hen and I'm ready. So come on over, you big toms." So I don't know. In a way, I mean, it's funny, I guess. But anyway, so yeah, I don't have like any sound makers or decoys. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Um, but yeah, so hopefully I'll get a. Well, I can only shoot a bearded turkey um, in the spring. So that is what I will be planning to do. Um, yeah, so I'll leave at about 4. So I'll get to where I need to park the car just before 5. That way I can walk in, and I think it only takes about 10 minutes to get to the spot. So I'll be there well before sunrise. I'll be there by like, yeah, I'll be at the spot by 5:30, and the sunrise is 6. Yeah, it's 6 tomorrow. So yeah, 5:30 is when I'm allowed to actually shoot something. So 30 minutes before sunrise, shoot something. Yeah, like I don't particularly like. I don't. It's not like I love killing things. Um, it's it's not something that I really. Um, I'm not really affected by it in a positive or a negative way. I would say um, it's just the way life is, um, and um, I guess it depends where your heart's at when you're doing it. Maybe I don't know. For me though, um, as a a Christian, um, I I yeah, I mean I don't really the emotions don't really well there's no emotion that's going to kind of rule over me. Like I have love in my heart, and we were put here for certain reasons. I mean I guess in the grand scheme I'm not really sure, but there is a path and I'm aware that I'm on it. And I think, I mean, unless someone could tell me otherwise. I don't know if anyone knows the plan, but God has a plan, and He wants to take you out of hell, and He wants to free you from. He wants to free us, and I feel free. I feel free. I don't feel trapped anymore. I used to feel very, yeah. When I was emotional, like, and letting the emotions kind of rule over me, I made a lot of mistakes, and I kind of got to the point where, um, it was like I would realize that I realized that this whole time, my whole life, I'm 33 now. I just turned 33 uh, on the 22nd, and I realized um, that my whole life God was actually calling me. Um, he wants me to be a man, and He wants me to leave the boy behind. He wants me to leave the sin behind. And by, I mean, the example of Jesus, um, it's like, just like, whether you even, I mean, yeah, like Jesus, if He came down and He was looking for someone perfect, He'd have just gone right back up and been like, all right, I guess I'm going up there alone. But that's not what He came down for. He came down because we're all sinners. One sin's not greater than the next. And, everyone has reasons why we should put barriers up between each other, but I don't choose to do that. That doesn't come from a place of love. That comes from a place of hate and evil, and it's lies. It's not true. And we all suffer when we do that. I mean, I know I suffered. I would get angry or emotional, and then I would act out somehow. And now that doesn't rule over me. And there's nothing anyone can do that will make me not love them. Um, I had to get away from my family. Um, I have a wife now and 3 kids. We had the 3 kids before we got married, but last summer, at the end of the summer, like just before fall, we decided it was like, I was just, it got to a point where I realized that I'm never going to leave. Um, I'm never going to leave. And it didn't, like, our relationship turned into something that was not really, like, I don't know if you'd call it, like, it wasn't really our decision. Like, I didn't feel like I really had a choice. um, Not in a bad way, though, in a way that it was like a duty, like an honor. Um, but it was a duty that I've been given, and I pledge my life to her and to the kids. Um, that said, there's an order, and I'm actually currently waiting to hear back from my wife about that. Um, it's not something I'm forcing her to do. I didn't want to. I wanted her to have a choice. It's always we all have a choice to make, and and I truly believe in the order of God. It's God over Christ, Christ and man, man over woman, woman over children. And now I want to back that up with why this, you know what, and I'm not going to speak for everyone, but I'm going to speak in my particular case because I was an absolute wreck. And for me to get where I am today, this is how I did it. And I don't think there's I don't think there's anyone more qualified than myself to lead my family. Um, Some would say, and I would say, that I was a beta male for my entire life. Um, like my whole life. It was just one bad decision after another, emotions completely ruling over me. And it was due to the fact that I had a weak father. I had a weak father, and families need a strong father in their lives. Um, if God's dispassionate, then men, and I've found this through my work, I find we are all pretty similar in that um, we're like logical, and we like to find like uses for things. And I think what's really cool is that the world has so many things that we can make useful. And you can find like a rock and turn it into a piece of aluminum, turn that piece of aluminum into a screw, turn it into exoskeleton. There's gold that we can turn into circuit boards. There's diamonds we can use to cut through, I guess, most hard materials. There's copper we can use to move electricity from, well, we can harness power, harness natural energy flowing all around us, and put that in a copper wire and send it directly to a machine that can then heat your house. You can turn the river into heat for your house. You can turn the wind into ice in your freezer. It's incredible. And I find it absolutely amazing. It's magical. This place is absolutely magical. And I don't know if it's a male thing, but to like it just every time I learn something new about how we kind of put a saddle on the earth, it's just like it amazes me. It's so cool. I find it amazing. So for me to be able to overcome what I've overcome, to be able to, yeah, I don't know, I kind of went off there, but so for me to kind of, because we're logic, like men are in general, I would say, men, I wouldn't even say in general, I would say pretty much, I would say all men, even men who you would think are dumb or beta, they have that in them. They're just so overcome by their emotions, that the man is lost. And I don't hate them. I love them. I love myself. And it took a long time for me to love myself, but once I did, I stopped making those mistakes. And once I decided I would condemn my actions, but I didn't condemn myself, which was tough. I'm sure many people would want to condemn me, but they don't have love in their hearts, people like that. And they have evil in their hearts, and no man's without sin. And Jesus Christ came down for sinners, and we're all sinners, whether it's big or small. There's no sin greater than the next. One person's okay with this. It's where's your line? Everyone's discriminatory. Everyone discriminates. We just have lines. We just have different lines. And my line is is Jesus's line. There's no sin, great or small. They're all equal in the eyes of God. And so um, I don't sin anymore. I just don't. Um, because I want the truth. I want the truth. And I'm like, that's all I want. All I want is the truth. I want to know why I do what I do. I want to make sure that where it comes from is a place of love. It comes from God. And there's only room in your heart for love. If there's anything else in there, then you're being ruled by the devil, Satan, evil. And yeah, I would say a lot of this is things that I've felt. But when I started kind of researching and looking, and it took me, I guess, like, I would say, I mean, my whole life for sure, like it took me like 33 years of research. I mean, that's my life to get to this point where I realized that every little sin I would do would just kind of chip away at me, and it wouldn't, and the reason I did it was because of love, right? I would do sin because I had love in my heart, and then I would let the sin take over. Like I cared about myself. That's why I would sin. So it's weird. It's like you want to give yourself what you feel like you need, and you do it, feel guilty, and then so I realized that every time I would do something like that, it would actually take me, like it would, like, I don't know how to explain what it would do, but it just felt like I lost a day of my life somehow. Like that next day was just sitting in guilt, and I couldn't really be present. And so now, knowing that I have love in my heart, knowing why I do what I do, knowing I'm not going to be overreacting, or reacting in general to anything. There's there's nothing that can shock me in this world. Um, People are doing everything. There's everything happening here. If you wanted it, it's been done, and you can go and do it. If you know, like, good and bad, I guess. But I guess I'm talking strictly like the evil that people do. It's like there's no bounds. There's no bounds. There's, think of the sickest thing you could think of, and there's sicker. So there's nothing that really is surprising, and there's nothing that's going to stop me from loving them anyway, because it's not them. The behavior is not you. It's some evil that you have allowed because you are weak to control you. Um, and that's why I think we need more dads around. I think that is probably the problem with. I mean, I'll speak from my own example. Like my kids, um, I mean, I haven't been the best dad, the best father at all, and I'm doing the 180. Um, I don't, I don't. Nothing. There's only God that rules me, and so I don't feel. I'm not worried that my kids are feeling loved. I'm not worried that I'm not worried about their feelings and their emotions. It's something that they're going to overcome, and we're starting. Uh, I'm not going to give power to feelings and emotions. Also, if you try this, you'll notice they don't care. You know, they cry, but they're not actually sad, and they just want something. Um, and if you're chasing something in the world, well, it's not good. So, and if you're trying to do something for your kid to make them stop crying, that's also not good. You should be doing things for the right reason, and the right thing to do is start with your relationship. Make sure your relationship with your wife is solid. Make sure the order is known. Make sure you are doing everything in your power to help yourself and help your family. Help yourself first, though. This is what I did. I got myself out of all this. I used logic and thought, and I was able to realize, and then once I would give up the thing that I would want to be doing, like the sinful things I would do, I started researching. I started learning. I would learn about everything, anything, politics, industry. Like mining is really cool. I love mining. I think geology is really cool. And then it got into philosophy, and I realized the whole time it was God calling me. God is like, look at all this amazing stuff that I have created for you. It feels like, I mean, okay, I can't speak for God. I'm not gonna, I know I said that, but I'm not gonna speak for God. But then I found this guy, Jesse Lee Peterson, and at first it's like, oh my God, he's saying everything that I've always felt. And it's like almost as if I had been suppressed from being able to think or say it. And he would make me laugh all the time. I mean, if you were, I think he's a pretty funny guy. Yeah, he's got some. So Turkey, yeah, Turkey. I guess there's not much more to say about it. I mean, I'm gonna hopefully get one, and I guess I'll probably just put it in a bag and drive it right home, and then clean it in my backyard. It's probably the best place to do it. And yeah, so that is it.